I'm honestly not a pedophile. I think those guys are disgusting.
You do realize how serious this is, right? You're talking about a kid, a 15-year-old. You're a 15-year-old boy.
Hey, stop antagonizing. Just stop. You got your point across.
Two men arrested on back-to-back days in sexting operations thought they were going to be meeting up with minors. Instead, they ended up in the hands of law enforcement. The police body cam shows what happened when those officers confronted them about lewd messages. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law&Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. 23-year-old Dylan Bishop and 37-year-old Christopher Paul were both allegedly baited into meeting up with who they thought were teenage boys back in May. Turns out the person on the other end of the dating app wasn't a 15-year-old. No, it was a local Chesterfield Township, Michigan vigilante group working to take down alleged predators. The friends behind the bait and switch were all adults, but told police that they had used photos of one of their brothers with his permission from when he was younger to try to lure these men to meet up. And their plan worked better than they expected, they say, because the very first night they tried it, an adult man agreed to meet up for sexual acts. Now, we do want to say, this is all very reminiscent of friend of the show, Chris Hansen, and his To Catch a Predator stings, right? Right now you can check him out on True Blue and Predators I've Caught with Chris Hansen. But Chesterfield Township Police told local media that they do not promote vigilantism. And they stress that these situations can be really, really dangerous because just like the alleged perp, you never really know what you're getting into. Plus, there could, of course, be legal issues down the line when it comes to potentially prosecuting these suspects. You know, Chris Hansen works with the local police departments to take these alleged predators down. There's a very specific protocol that they have to adhere to make sure that evidence is preserved and can actually be used at a trial. This is a little bit different. But with all that being said, let's take a look at what happened in these situations. So we go to May 18th, 2024, and police responded to a neighborhood for a report that a group of guys had lured someone out there with the promise of sex with someone who's underage. And as the officers roll up, we see Dylan Bishop in his SUV in a parking lot. Several young men are milling around, celebrating, having nabbed their first alleged predator.
This guy appeared to be a 15-year-old boy.
We got the evidence all
got the evidence right there.
Hold that on for me for a second. Can you step out of the car? You got any weapons on you?
No, I don't have anything.
All right, let's go. Come on. Let's walk right to my car.
Yep.
All right, you got anything in your pockets?
No.
All right. Do me a favor, put your hands on the hood.
Yep.
All right, put your hands behind your back. Right now you're being detained until we figure this all out. Interlace your fingers.
You guys got a text or Snapchat or something?
Yeah, we got his whole message.
Just pull it up.
Here's all the evidence we took of his profile.
And if you need more, I got
It has his pictures. It has all the text messages in there. We tried
to... played the game, bro. Just played the game. You sick You're a 15-year-old boy.
Hey, stop antagonizing. Just stop. You got your point across. Yeah, I'm gonna take a spot so I can see. Hang on. Look at me real quick. Waffle. That's on? Yeah, that's all right. Picture.
Oh my God.
Now, the officers, they go through the evidence that the group provided them. So we're talking graphic messages as well as photos allegedly sent by Bishop to the decoy account.
Who was doing the texting with them? Was you?
It was a mix.
Kind of a mix of y'all?
Yeah.
All right, so what app were you guys talking with?
It was Grindr.
Grindr?
Yeah.
All right.
I'll point this down.
Yeah, no, we're just trying to make sure we have all of our
I just want to keep all of this.
You can roll film, that's
it's YouTube.
fine.
We're getting views out of this guy.
It was your brother?
It's my brother. He consented to me to use those pictures. He was fine with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's 20.
He's 23 almost.
Your brother's 23?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they were just old pictures of him.
Where are you guys from?
We're from here.
Yeah,
so you live
we live right here. He drove to us.
Okay. So, it sounds like you guys were on Grindr talking to this guy. He thought
It was a
that it was
15-year-old.
15-year-old
Yeah.
who comes here to meet.
Yeah.
Obviously, you gave my partners all the text messages
Yep.
and stuff. Do you
have-
mind if I get some of your IDs just to, you know, I mean, this is kind of what we got for now.
Well, I can give you my name, though. If you
Yeah, we'll get to all that in just a second.
Then one of the officers speaks with Mr. Bishop, who's in the back of the police SUV.
All right, so real quick, what you read your rights, you understand them, okay? What were you here to do tonight?
I hate to say this, but
you haven't already attached the RO.
I was here to meet up with the kid, and
Meet up with the kid, and for what reason?
I guess sexual
What's that?
reasons.
Sexual reasons? Like what? Do you have anything in mind? Any specifics?
If you want the specifics, I would have been.
How old was the person that you were meeting?
Huh?
How old was the person you were told that you were meeting here?
He told me he was 15 going on 16.
15, about to be 16?
I'm so sorry. I know.
Okay.
I've never done anything like this. I'm not this type of person. I'm not.
I hear you.
I'm not one that
Where
meets up with children.
Where did you meet him at? Like, how did you meet him?
Through an app called Grindr.
Through Grindr? How quickly into the conversation did he tell you his age? Was it right up front? Was it halfway through?
I want to say halfway, maybe a little more than halfway.
Okay. And how long were you guys talking for?
An hour,
An hour?
I think.
So you found him on Grindr tonight?
It was all just within the last hour and a half.
Okay. Where do you live at?
Chesterfield,
Where at in Chesterfield?
right by Sugarbush and Jefferson.
Okay. So you drove from Sugarbush and Jefferson to here. And when you say sexual reasons, what were you hoping for tonight? I mean, were you hoping for oral sex, penetrative sex? How far were you going to go?
If anything would have happened, it would have been no further than oral. That would have been the furthest.
So you were looking for oral sex?
Yeah.
If it would have been offered, would you have gone to penetrative sex?
If it were offered, no.
Okay.
And I do very truthfully mean it.
Okay. Is there anything on your phone that we need to be aware of? Do you have any pictures or videos that we need to be aware of?
No.
You don't have any pictures of... Have you ever done this before?
I've hooked up before. I mean, if you find pictures that are legal pictures, I can promise you that.
When you say hooked up with... I'm talking like, have you ever met with a kid?
No. This is...
I mean, you do realize how serious this is, right? You're talking about a kid, a 15-year-old.
Yeah, I do.
I mean, that kid's not old enough to understand what's going on in his life. And you're out here at 11:30 at night to meet a 15-year-old for sex.
I know. I know it's...
You're in some deep hurt right now, man. I'll tell you that. I'm just going to be straight up honest with you. You're looking at something deep right now. On top of most likely being posted to YouTube for the whole world to see, this is going to hit your criminal record. I mean, we've got screenshots, text messages. We've got all of that. I mean, are those screenshots between you and them? Is that you on the phone?
Unfortunately, yeah.
Okay. And you met this kid tonight, and you were hoping to meet up for oral sex, maybe more.
It would have been no more than oral.
Okay. All right. Give us a minute.
You got consent or no?
Search? Yeah. Car?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a little It's a little, the cops theme song is playing in my car right now.
What are you doing now?
I'm going to call him. I got him to fully admit he met the kid tonight, knew he was a kid halfway through, planned to meet up for oral sex.
Did you look at all the messages?
He even said, he's like, that was me on the phone, everything.
Okay. So at the very least, we need to seize the phone as evidence.
Correct.
Now, one of the officers asked the group to explain a little bit more about their operation, which we find out is just really getting underway.
Dude, can I put you on camera?
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah.
So the 15-year-old don't exist.
No,
right? That's all you guys.
Yeah, we baited him. We kind of like baited him.
How long you guys been doing this for?
So we recently just started. We saw, you know who Skeeter Jean is? No. So he's a guy who...
He's also from Michigan.
Yeah, he's literally like...
Yeah,
I know Battaglia is doing all this.
Yeah.
So that's another one.
Yeah, so it was kind of like...
Is this your first catch or what? Is it?
Yeah.
That's funny, man.
So we literally just started like 2 days ago too.
Yeah.
Tell me the sicko's going away.
We got to see what's up because it's weird with this kind of stuff. Every jurisdiction is different, right? Yeah. Some of us will do a report. We'll let him go on his way. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously there's no 15-year-old. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He ain't really, you know. So we'll do like a report. We'll tag all this as evidence, all that kind of stuff, and then
scare him.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
No, nothing more.
Hopefully,
We got other dudes we're trying to catch.
Oh, really?
There were so many ungrounded.
Dude, so many.
Like, and we were like, and they blocked us right away, and we're like, that's wild.
Yeah.
And the police spend a little time figuring out exactly what to do with Bishop now that he's been detained.
More now.
Right now we're contacting our detective bureau, see how they want to handle this. Fortunately, with the way today law enforcement is and how the jails are, they're picky on who they want to take and who they don't. It's not our decision. I mean, if it's our decision, we'd love to, but it's not always. So we're making some phone calls, seeing how we were going to handle this. But
anybody with
dude, we're just trying to scare him to the point where he's never going to do this again.
I don't. I mean, I would hope he doesn't do it again after this.
I hope not. I mean, he's sitting in the back of a cop car crying right now.
Yeah,
I heard him. He went in there sniffling.
He's. I mean, he's shaken up. I mean, he should be. He shouldn't be meeting kids.
No.
Kids are innocent. I mean, you got a 15-year-old. 15 is, even though they have a general idea of what's going on, they don't know what they're getting into.
Nothing.
So, I'm going to get you guys the case number. I'll get you guys your IDs back in a second, and then
all those text messages.
Yeah, I'll get you all that in a second. Okay.
Sweet. So he's going away tonight.
He's going with us.
Sweet. Sweet. I like that.
All right, we gotta get him in the video now.
Here's the thing.
All right.
At the very least,
can I record it close up?
At the very least, there will be a report.
Not in the car.
All right.
You guys got enough good footage.
Hopefully, this kid learns.
The biggest thing is you don't want to do anything that's going to jeopardize the investigation, because if something goes on and then it gets thrown out.
Makes sense.
You know.
I got you. Of us driving away. That's about as much as you can do.
All right.
So in the end, Bishop was booked into the Macomb County Jail. He was bonded out a few days later. He's charged with accosting a child for immoral purposes and using computers to commit a crime. By the way, we looked up Bishop's criminal history on TruthFinder, the powerful background checker. So we put in his name, location. We found his profile, includes the charge that he faces now for accosting a child for immoral purposes. And by the way, Law&Crime, we partner with TruthFinder. We use it all the time to get details on the people involved in our stories. But even if you don't work in true crime, this just can be an excellent resource to give you some peace of mind. After all, it's one of the largest public record search services in the United States. And with a paid subscription service, you can get access to unlimited reports about almost anyone. So if you're interested right now, you can get 50% off of your first month of confidential background reports. Just got to go to truthfinder.com/LC sidebar. He's entered a not guilty plea, and at the time of this recording, his case is proceeding forward. He has a court hearing coming up on January 27th in Macomb County Court. But then we go to the very next day, and Chesterfield police get another call. This time, the same group had lured a man to a Walmart store, and they wanted officers to come pick him up. And some of the same officers from the day before end up detaining now 37-year-old Christopher Paul.
A white male, bald, beard, approximately 36-year-old named Chris, wearing black workout shorts and black t-shirt. Suspect does not know we're being called.
How you doing, officer?
Well, where is he? Where? Put your hands behind your back.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, boys. Another predator off the street.
I got him.
So, man, how you doing?
Good. Number 2. You got anything you want to say to the camera?
I ain't got nothing to say. Just do my job.
Yeah.
And the group continued creating their video content while the officers looked over the printed messages and photos.
All right.
Hey, real quick, do you guys have like a file with all the text and stuff?
Yeah. There you go.
And I have more screenshots.
Hey guys, am I good to cut it?
For you. And I got voice recordings.
Do you?
Yeah. Insane.
Pics, you have any new? This is him. You have any?
After police look over all of the communications between Paul and the decoy, they speak directly with the suspect.
What's going on today?
To be honest, I don't know.
You don't know?
I mean, yeah.
I mean, here's the deal, man. We got messages. We can go off the messages.
Yeah, no, I know.
There's literally pictures and screenshots of every single message, so I'd appreciate if you just told the truth with us so we could get this wrapped up and get you on your way.
And they're pictures of you.
Yeah, I know.
So, I mean,
to be honest, I was contemplating just deleting the message as soon as he told me, how old he was.
okay.
But
How
when
old did he tell you he was?
That he was going to be turning 16 in a couple months, and I
Okay.
knew age of consent in Michigan was 16, so
Right, but if
But
he's
he's
going to be
not.
turning 16 in a couple months, what does that make him right now?
15.
Okay. So what was the goal here today? What were you going to do?
To be honest, nothing. I mean,
Were you going to
first,
do nothing?
no, I was just going to meet up and meet with him and just see if the vibe was right, and then go from there.
And then
No. To be honest, I normally don't go for the younger guys.
Gotcha.
You guys will probably disagree based off what happened, but I'm honestly not a pedophile. I think those guys are disgusting, man.
okay,
I don't know what made me come here tonight. I just
okay.
had a rough week at work. I mean, I'm
What do you
sorry.
do for work?
I work in IT, and we just did a big PC project deployment at one of our sites.
Got you. Okay. This guy, I mean, he straight up said everything. Completely spilled all the beans, bro. He didn't hold back at all.
Same guy as last night.
Yeah. This guy's like, dude, he has a tech job. He's 30-something. He looks decent. You know what I'm saying? Goes to work, makes money, depending. What kind of car does he have?
Chevy Blazer.
Chevy Blazer, newer car. You know what I'm saying? You it all up for some 15-year-old, bro. Come on, man.
Mr. Paul was also charged with accosting a child for immoral purposes and using computers to commit a crime. He also entered a not guilty plea. He was given a bond. He's scheduled for a hearing on January 29th. Now, in Michigan, accosting a child for immoral purposes is a 4-year felony, and using a computer to commit a crime is a 7-year felony. So we're talking about some serious charges here. Now, as for those group of guys who seemingly caught these alleged perpetrators, they did end up posting these 2 stings to their YouTube channel. It's called Predalonian, but after these videos, there were really no more videos. Not a clear reason for why that happened, but maybe they just decided this wasn't really their thing. But I'll tell you what, really interesting series of events. That is all we have for you right now here on Sidebar. Everybody, thank you so much for joining us. And as always, please subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you get your podcasts. I'm Jesse Weber. I'll speak to you next time.